Ladies and gentlemen, the train keeps rolling. Miami Heat, back-to-back wins, smoking the Memphis Grizzlies on a nice little Saturday night to ease the rest of your weekend. Taking back-to-back, no Bam Adebayo, no problem. It's all happening for him, baby. You had this game. You come in here, you don't know. The Memphis Grizzlies, good team. John Moran off to a torrid start this year. Can't be stopped, won't be stopped. But the team that has been stopping every single offensive juggernaut in the league has been the Miami Heat. This defense has been incredible. And you come into tonight, you're like, no Bam tonight. How are they going to figure that out? You start the dead man, and then you have a healthy dose of just shooting the lights out. This has been the thing with Miami. Every single game, it feels like you're going into this. The defense has been clamps. Left and right, you're locking teams up. They don't know what to do. But you really haven't had a big shooting night. You saw last night in against the Hornets where it was like, is Duncan Robinson starting to get into his head a little bit? It's clearly been an adjustment for him. Getting used to Kyle Lowry, getting used to this new offense, getting used to not having to rely on Bam as much. And lo and behold, the stroke man, Duncan Stroke, gets in with a nice little 5 for 10 ski and eases all those worries. Kyle Lowry, best offensive performance as a member of the Miami Heat. Hadn't hit double digits. Does tonight with a nice little 15-8 performance. And Jimmy Mother Bleevin' Buckets. What could be said about this guy? This guy is going out there, and it feels like he's having the most impactful yet quietest games where he's putting together 27, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. Nobody does that. Does the gambling better than him when it comes to stealing from the lead ball handler, setting up those fast break plays. He is better than Xavier Howard when it comes to pick sixes. This guy is incredible with what he's been doing. You think about last night, and it was really crazy because I'm watching last night's game. I'm in the building. I'm boots on the ground, right? And I'm watching them against the Hornets, and I'm so impressed with the game that Bam's put together. I'm singing the high praises of Bam Adebayo. 26 points, 19 rebounds. He's been an absolute juggernaut. Huge night for him in the building where he's getting his Olympic gold medal banner raised to the rafters, put right now. Well, I guess it was up in the rafters already, not technically raised, but it's getting put right next to LeBron, right next to Dwayne, right next to Tim Hardaway, right next to Alonzo Mourning, while Alonzo Mourning, the prophet Alonzo, who foresaw all of this greatness from him back in 2018. And I'm just thinking, man, what a game from Bam. Look at the game, what these physical gifts that he's brought forth. And then you look at that box score last night, and you're like, man, Jimmy Butler had mother bleeping 32 and 10 last night. It's crazy. It's like this dude is such a silent assassin when it comes to just grinding down, getting these big time plays, putting his head down, getting to the free throw line. Now he's shooting the 3 every now and then in these games. He's not just like completely wiped it off the map from his performance. He is unleashing at least a couple of games. It's been great to see. Jimmy Butler is back to Jim VP. Make no mistake, people, okay? Everything that he did last year, and I know we got a lot of hell for bubble fraud. Don't forget what this guy did in the finals in the bubble. All these people who want to mock him. It can't be forgotten. These great performances by himself. He's dragging a child, Duncan Robinson and Kelly Olynyk, and beating LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the biggest stage there was. By the by, also had a great individual season statistically last year. We were talking about the Jim VP train left and right. And has this real collapse in this first round where everybody on the Heat gets slapped. Pat Riley's talking about it. He was embarrassed, didn't like the results. Well, now, how do you fix that? How do you solve these issues for Jimmy Butler? How do you make life better for Jimmy Butler? You bring in this guy, Low Dog, Kyle Lowry. And Kyle has set so many things at ease for Jimmy Butler as far as setting things up, not only for Jimmy Butler, but for Bam. And these two guys who had so much on their plates. You think about these guys, they were the 2 best facilitators on the team, the 2 best rebounders on the team, and the 2 best scorers on the team, and the 2 best defenders on the team. Where's the break? Where is the break? You're going to break down by the time the season comes to an end. And so you bring in a Kyle Lowry who can set all of these things up, and you're seeing these two flourish like a couple of peacocks. Feathers are spreading, running amok all over the league. This team is not only stomping fools defensively, coming through, the rebounding mentality has just it's unbelievable. First team now rebound Memphis this year. Every single game, it seems like they're absolutely obliterating these teams on the boards. And you think about the fast break pace that the Hornets have. These aren't your uncle's Hornets. These are a Hornets team that were terrorizing from an offensive standpoint. Smacked up, stopped by the Heat. You talk about what Ja Morant's been doing this year, averaging over 30 a game. He goes against the Miami Heat, struggling to get 20 points on 18 shots. Minus 31 team high. And they're just hyping everything. Brooklyn Nets, this is supposed to be your year. Crush them. Milwaukee Bucks. Oh, no one's giving the chance respects. They come off that. Boom. 42-point win to open up the season. Orlando Magic, always been frustrating. Terrence Ross, he killer. 0 points. It's all happening for him, baby. It's all coming together. It really is. This is so tremendous. The type of team that has been put together. The weakness, I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for a real concern. I had some concerns with Duncan Robinson. I was doing a podcast. They're like, well, what are the concerns with the Heat? This was before the 2 games. It's like, tough to point him out, but I guess I would say, Duncan Robinson hasn't really gotten off yet. Okay. How about tonight? How about 5 from downtown? All right, I guess, even yesterday, some people are asking, hey, Kyle Lowry really hasn't had that big scoring game yet. Seemed a little silly to ask after 4 games, but whatever. All right, we're going to ask it. What does he do tonight? Biggest scoring night. Need him. Bam's not there. He's there to set you up. Haven't even mentioned the sensation that has been Boy Wonder. And I thought that's, even with Jimmy Butler and how excellent he was, for me, with the Hornets win, the performances of Bam and the performances of Tyler, this to me has been the biggest thing, because I think we know Jimmy Butler's an excellent player. I think we know that Kyle Lowry was going to be steady as a rock. And I know that Bam is really, really good. Really, really good. But I want to know what the ceiling really is. What can it be when pedals to the metal with this guy? And it's not just the idea of, hey, has to be more aggressive. We've stomped that buzzword with him into the ground. We get it. But it was a matter of a couple things. Getting comfortable with his arsenal and getting comfortable with his physicality. And I've always thought that he was a physical player, but I'm talking about actually going out there and exerting dominance. That's what he needs to do. I think a couple of things have really helped with this. I asked him about this yesterday after the game, and he says one of the huge things has been the idea that he's gotten his body back, that he was able to train this year. Cool. Always known that he's been a workhorse. But I also think that this team just complements him and really motivates him and pushes him forth to do this. Having guys like PJ Tucker and having guys like Markieff Morris next to you, there's just something about it that I think is going to drive you in a position to go get the basketball more than having a Kelly Olynyk by your side or having a Myers Leonard by your side. Guys who are more finesse big men. They're bigger than you, but you're the actual big man. Now you have a guy like PJ Tucker who's 6'4", plays bigger than he is. You have a guy like Markieff Morris, a little bit disrespected around this league, is going to do what he can to rough some people up. I think that it is a better influence on Bam. Not to say that those guys weren't good teammates for him, but I just think from a mentality standpoint about how he's going to go and attack the game, I love that so much more. Jimmy Butler talked about this last year where he was talking about, I want Bam to be a bully. I want bully ball. I asked him about this yesterday. I was like, what do you think about what their physical things have done? He goes, physical. I love bully ball. I love bully ball. And it's almost like I didn't even use the term bully ball, but it's like he said exactly what I was like thinking. I was like, man, this is exactly what Jimmy wanted from Bam. And saying that after the game, it was just like, whew, because if Bam becomes something special, even more so than very good or, a guy who is excellent, if he can become elite, if he can get to that level, this team is a serious danger to everybody because it uplifts everybody. It uplifts Jimmy. It uplifts Kyle. And Kyle's done a lot to uplift Bam too, but it really, really just takes them to something special. And I couldn't even imagine what Tyler's been this year. What Tyler has been doing from the standpoint of from a scoring prowess has been crazy. He's so dangerous. And you look at tonight and what he was able to do, and you look at last night and what he was able to do, where it's just like, man, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for him, 8 and 19, and 4 of 8 from downtown. And then last night, the kind of shots this guy was hitting against the Hornets was crazy. It was great. The footwork, the turnaround J that he's able to go forth, the kind of embarrassment that he's able to put on these defenders. You think about the running baby float, basically 3-point heave at the end of the first quarter. He was hitting it all. He's got it all going for him. And it's just it's as perfect a start as you could have hoped for. But the other thing is, you think about, I'm always the guy. Look, I'm going to say true win, true loss. I'm going to look for where are the outs. It's the NBA. It can be very easy to do that. But this team would have had every excuse to lose this game. Just handled a good team, a division rival the night beforehand. Don't have Bam Adebayo. That would have been a death warrant in other games. And taking on a Memphis team that had success against you. Morant's been it's been a tough place to play. And Morant's been really good against the Miami Heat. And instead, you absolutely throttle them. And you do it with the thing that's really probably been the one area that hasn't flourished so far this year, and that's been the 3-ball. And you have guys who can shoot. You have guys that you trust to shoot 3. One of them you gave $90 million to in the offseason, and you get this from him, and you get the performance that you got from Kyle Lowry. Just speaks wonders, because it just shows you, man, this is a team that is so deep, can rely on different guys on every single night, but yet also doesn't feel like it's this mishmash of just like, hey, it's not just one. Sometimes you have teams like that, and you're like, oh, yeah, it could be any guy on any night, and that just is a special word for you saying, oh, you don't really have anyone special. This team feels like it has guys who are special. Jimmy Butler is very special. Bam's very special. Tyler's very special. Kyle Lowry is special. But they are showing an ability to win in a lot of ways, and a lot of that goes back to the defense and what they can do. Because you see it a night like tonight for the Grizzlies, where they shot 38% as a team, took 53 pointers. This is becoming a regular thing where you're holding these teams under 40% every single time. They barely squeaked over the 100-point mark against Miami, basically in a 25-point blowout. And, the defensive intensity of this team, it has to do a couple things. One, Eric Spoelstra has to just love this. Pat Riley has to love this, because this has always been the bread and butter of this franchise. It's nice to win the way that they have, and they had 2 players in Bam and Jimmy who were excellent defenders, but wasn't necessarily a great defensive team. They just happened to find a new elixir that was a crazy good offense with 2 very good shooters, and really 3 if you want to bring Gore onto the mix a couple of years ago. That breeded success for them. But last year not being as special, and the COVID being in and out and all that type of stuff, and just genuinely the season running them into the ground, it needed something new, and it needed something a little bit more reliable. A guy like Kyle Lowry, a little bit more reliable. A Jimmy Butler with a bigger support system is going to be more reliable. Bam Adebayo, a little bit older, a little bit stronger, is going to be more reliable. But then you look at the guys around it. Well, okay, people were having questions about this bench and this depth and everything they could bring to the table. Okay, but PJ Tucker, the defensive intensity that he's going to bring, you can think that he's a nothing on offense, but look what this influence has done for the defensive side of the basketball. Dwayne Dedmon actually into the fold with this team. He's been an unbelievable backup center. Did a great job tonight, too, starting in Bam's place. Markieff Morris. I mean, they tell me there's a better Morris. That's what they say. I mean, these are the rumors that are out on the streets. So there's a Morris who's a twin of this guy who's actually better than him. Is his twin Michael Jordan? Because this guy's been absolutely fantastic. It's been unbelievable. And so you think about all of the stuff that's been crafted around with this team and what the front office has put together. They have to be loving it. The no rebounds, no rings Godfather phrase, the idea that team is now crushing it on the boards, is shutting teams down. I mean, how could they just not be absolutely pleased and thrilled with everything they've seen in the 6 games that they played so far and kicking ass the way that they have in the month of October? It's been absolutely awesome. It's been absolutely awesome for them. 4 straight wins. Only piece of bad news tonight is Max Strus. That looked bad. Hopefully, hope it's just a scare, but it was a nasty way that he landed on his leg. But Max Strus, I think, is man, he's shown some really, really good stuff. And you saw last in the Hornets game, they closed with him because Duncan was sewing his damn head. And Jimmy's making jokes about, he's being dumb and all this type of stuff. And yeah, I know that Jimmy's just playing around, but I think in a lot of ways, it's like, you even saw him tonight coming out of break. He's like, dude, shoot the basketball. Nobody has to craft this more than Jimmy Butler and Duncan to get it right, to just shoot. That's what they want from him. But one guy who's never been shy to shoot is Max Strus. He always is going to go out there and have the trigger to go out there and shoot a bunch. He's 3 of 4 tonight. And man, it's just heartbreaking to think that it was a blowout. Went up. I don't know if he was trying to yam it or what, but landed on his one leg, and it looked bad. It looked legitimately bad. Kyle Lowry went right up to him. He asked him something and walked him off the court. This is a knee. He's had knees with issues before, so all hope and prayers go to Max Strus that he's going to be okay. And that this team is going to be, is going to miss him because he's done a fantastic job so far with the squad. But everything has just been really tremendous. Now you got those snitches coming up on Tuesday against the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Mark Cuban, listen, dude, we know you snitched to the league. This whole tampering thing that we still haven't heard from, by the way. I mean, when is statute of limitations up? When do you get to finish an investigation? That's what I want to know. But we know, Mark Cuban, that was you blowing the whistle. Hey, don't think you don't have something coming for that, snitch. Okay? Because Kyle Lowry didn't want to go to you. Nobody wants to go to you. All right? The only thing that has led people to you are 2 things: ping pong balls and people with no options. All right, that's the only thing that leads people to Dallas. And so just be forewarned what's coming your way on Tuesday night, because you go, you cry, you whine to the league about the Miami Heat being able to get Collar. Oh, and they try and pawn it off on the Pelicans did it. No. What are the Pelicans? Double tampering? All right, they're doing a sign and trade with the Bulls, and they didn't get Kyle Lowry? Oh, okay, so makes sense. There's only one culprit, okay? You. All right? I'm not going to listen to JJ Redick, what he has to say. Dude's got a vendetta against David Griffin. Everybody does. All right? But you, Mark Cuban, you host your little show Shark Tank. The Shark Tanks are coming. They're a circling come on Tuesday night. Just be forewarned. Be forewarned. Your boy Luka, be ready. Because this Heat team's been slapping down hype trains left and right. It's been fantastic. It's been an unbelievable start to the season. Those boots on the ground on Friday in the Heat's house. Mwah. What a time it was. It was beautiful. I loved it. Banner goes up for Bam. Goosies. Him, Zoe, and he kicks ass like that. Tyler Herro kicking ass. Jimmy Buckets, unstoppable. Kyle Lowry, on track. Duncan Robinson shooting the lights out this game. It's all happening for us, baby. Anyway, want to get a little recap in. It was an awesome weekend. People were asking for it. Here you go. Get yourself a little early recap. It was a great weekend. Riley be with all of you. See you later.